This whiteboard, so we'll start. So for the business computation, business income from business, that computation, we use the profit before tax, that which has been worked out as per the general accounting principles. That was the accounting reporting page. Thereafter, we do some changes. So the adjustment which is to in line with to the tax law, right? So the section 6 that talks about the business computation, business income. So it says what are the things that need to be included. Thereafter we discuss in the expenditure side. Say section 10, 11, 12 to 19. Okay. There you can see that under section 10, whatever expenditure which is specifically mentioned in the section 10, that are reserved. Right? We cannot claim. There is no chance to be to deduct that. Right? Section 11 talks about the expenditure which incurred in the production of income, other than capital injection. That can be done. That is the main deduction. Right? Main deduction section says that you can deduct expenditure incurred in the production of income. It should be related to the generation of income. Right? Section 12 to 90 is a extension section of the section 11. It says whatever expenditure which qualifies in section 11, and thereafter what is the tax treatment that needs to be done. First thing is it should be qualified under section 11. Thereafter it says, okay, say just like say research and development expenditure. Okay, so it should be incurred in the production of income or generation of income, but there is a special treatment. That's how it goes. Right? So having said that, so Commissioner General has issued a ruling how we should tackle or the treat or the adjust exchange gain or loss. Right? Exchange gain or loss. So that is applicable to a business entity which is doing transaction other than LTR. Right? Remember, for tax purpose, Sri Lanka tax purpose, all the tax working report that should be done by LTR. Right? Sri Lanka rupees. Is there any way to we keep accounts other than LTR? Can you prepare financial statement in USD? We can. Can. We can maintain USD accounts. And the reporting currency can be USD. Accounts are done rupees or that's when I agree. Pull on. Accounting standard. Yes, we can prepare. The financial statement can be there are two types of currency that is that is currently well. Right. So what is this accounting standard specifically says that functional currency and reporting currency. When reporting currency, yes, we can maintain financial statement in either area or other designated foreign currency or the accepted foreign currency. Right? So therefore, there is no restriction to be to keep financial statements say USD or sorry or Euro. We can do that and we can maintain for all the other reporting purposes. We can submit that. Say for the banking purpose, for the bank we can submit. Right? For say BOI purposes, we can. Right? But for the tax purpose, especially says, but we cannot prepare tax. Other than healthcare. So we have to prepare the tax for the accessible income or the taxable income and tax liability in healthcare. It is must. So then that is one thing. So in other cases, I mean the most of now business entities they are having some sort of exposure to foreign currency transaction. Let's say we do imports, yes. We make say exports, yes. We have branch office, yes. We have transaction with another entity which is doing transaction in other currency, yes. Right. So then there is a possibility of recording any transaction for the have an exposure of foreign currency. As I mentioned, so if you do imports, so the settlement should be done internationally accepted currency. It is not LKR. Right? That is the trading currency, maybe USD or Euro or Sterling or whatever. Right? Because internationally they are accepting those things. Therefore, we have to use that currency. So therefore, now there is a risk of that. What is exposure to foreign currency? We call foreign currency risk. But for the tax point of view, now we have to ascertain the LKR value, which is relevant to the foreign currency transaction. Then there may be a situation where the currency conversion has an impact of gain or loss. So how we should treat that for tax purpose? So there's a ruling issue, as I mentioned previously. There's a ruling issue. Right, so now that is one way to that foreign currency impact comes to our financial state. Right. So other thing is, say as we mentioned earlier, so we can prepare financial statement other than cash. So then for the tax purpose, that the financial statement needs to be converted or translated to Sri Lanka. Right. So then definitely that translation impact. For the because of the translation, there may be foreign currency impact or the gain or the loss we have to reckon. Right. So then how we should treat that one? Right. So we'll see that as per the tax law, there are two types of ruling that can be issued by the Commissioner General. Ruling means to how to treat for some item for tax purpose. So the Commissioner General can issue rule right? So one ruling we recognize as public ruling. Other thing we recognize as private ruling. Public ruling is for all the taxpayers, applicable for all the taxpayers. Private ruling is applicable for a particular taxpayer. Right? So both rulings are binding by the tax officer, but not the taxpayer. Right. That's reading material. I mean, the tutorial is the document or the material, but I'm used for the explanation of the law. And additional document which is relevant for that particular notes or whatever thing I am uploading as reading material. That is not actually developed by mine. That's why it's reading material. And another thing is what is this model question? Another question bank, model question bank, model question and thing. So this is the public ruling. Issued by functioning 223. So it gives some sort of interpretation first. So these are as per the tax law, right? So objective relevant provision of that interpretation. So what is this thing they have interpreted, right? So section 21 that general accepted accounting principles need to be followed. So this is the section. And this one is saying yes. Valuation and the recognition in this thing. Section 26 subsection 6 say that the commercial has power to specify the extent to which the section 6 applies. So it says further, if any amount is in a currency other than Sri Lanka rupees, the amount shall be translated to Sri Lanka rupees at the central bank of Sri Lanka exchange rate applying between the foreign currency and Sri Lanka rupees on the day the amount is taken into account for the purpose of so how that conversion generally should be done? We have to use the spot rate. Spot rate on the day the transaction happen and that day what is that rate that need to be considered. Right? That is, I mean, for the financial reporting purpose also same. But if you are in a practically difficult to apply that one, so thereafter short standard says okay, so whatever amount which is relevant to the transaction or the income statement, we can use the average rate. Whatever relevant to the asset and liability which represent the financial position, we can use the end rate, year end rate or the spot rate. So that's how we are doing the The treatment for the accounting purpose. The same thing here, they also mentioned, right? So why it says first thing, so we are accepting the general accounting principle in preparing find out what the tax assessable income. So having said that, it says, as per the question says, you have to use the export trade. That where the transaction happens say today, we have to convert to today. So there won't be any gain or loss. Right? Gain or loss happening if there is a timing difference. Otherwise, there won't be any gain or loss. Right? Today we purchase USD so much and we purchase some assets and we settle that rupee. Same almost come equal rupee value, we can recognize the financial statement. Say, but say we export some money, recognize that we are receiving money in terms of dollars, so whatever the other currency, then we have to convert. So using that rate, where that money received. So at that time there may be difference. Then that gain or loss is arise, right? So this is detailed thing, but the important part is this one. The income tax treatment for foreign exchange gain loss. Interpreted as above for person other than financial institutions. It's applicable other than financial institutions. Are summarized in the below table. It says loss on trade payable where such loss connected to the tax deductible expenditure or purchase of trading instruments. That means it directly says purchase or expenditure. And for the item which is considered for the income statement. So it says if it is unrealized, now we are recognizing unrealized and realized. Unrealized. Unrealized, no allowable as a deduction. If it is unrealized gain or loss, that is loss, right? So realized, allowable as a deduction. That's there, right? So gain on the other side, gain, if there is a gain, unrealized, not taxable. Realized, yeah, taxable. So if we put it in very summary form, any transaction which is connected to the income statement on the conversion, translation, if there's a loss, we have to check whether it is a realized loss or unrealized loss. If it is unrealized, then we have to what? We need not to consider. We have to ignore that. It's a realized, yes, that should be adjusted. We have to consider as a part of transaction. So as I mentioned, okay, now we do exports. Today we need receive money after sometimes say after 31st March we receive that money. So on 31st March we have to convert that debtor balance to LKR using the rate on that date at the conversion date. Right? At that time we didn't realize that money. Why? Money has not been received. Once the money received, we have to consider about actual. Now the accounting purpose we have already considered. Right? Clear? So this is the other side, payable side, receivable, payable. First thing is payable, then receivable, same treatment. Loss on tax deduction, denied expenditure, that means such expenditure is not allowed to deduct. So what we should do? Exempt amount, is there any exempt income? On that, is there any gain or loss? What we should do? Right? Loss on current assets, including foreign currency, bank or cash in hands balance of a balance business. So in this case, it is we need to work out realized or unrealized. Right? That is transaction recorded in other than income. Any other currency other than income. right? So then, in that context, we have to consider, we have to work out what is the amount. We have to recognize what is the amount realized, what is the amount unrealized. So unrealized thing we are not considering as a part of the value of the transaction. If it is realized, yes. And if it is connected to the expenditure, we have to check whether deductible or non-deductible expenditure, income, whether it is taxable or non-taxable or the exempt. Like that, we have to consider. Right? That's the thing. So capital assets, then balance sheet like realized, unrealized. That is also same. So in case of the asset and liability also, we have to consider whether it is realized or unrealized. So it says, directly says conversion or transaction or the translation or transaction. Just translation because that gain or loss is just because of the translation. So then we have to ignore that one. I mean, it is not either deductible or taxable. If it is transaction, that means already realized. Then we should consider about tax. It could be deductible or taxable. Right? Right. So that is, I'm going to say, we are preparing financial statement in Asia, but we have some sort of transaction which is happening in foreign currency. Right? So second part. Translation of financial account. Financial account prepared in foreign currency should be translated to Sri Lanka rupees in order to comply with section 120, subsection 9 of the IRA. For a person other than financial instruments, section 26.6 of the Act is applicable. In translation in foreign currency amounts to Sri Lanka rupees. Accordingly, the amount shall be translated to Sri Lanka rupees, applying the exchange rate declared by Central Bank of Sri Lanka on the date on which the amount is taken into account for the purpose of IRA. That is also says, again, export rate we have to use. Right? Yeah, preparing financial statement other than LKR, we have to use the export rate and thereafter we have to keep that account separate. Say, 5 years back we have purchased an import an asset. On that date, we have to use the exchange rate and we have to convert asset and that balance we should consider for that purpose. Right? But whether you know that in the financial statement, year by year we are converting. We consider that. Right? Therefore, the last year LKR value and this year LKR value in the financial statement may be different from the value we recognize using the export rate. Right? So therefore it says, however, if it is difficult to trace export rate of which transaction is translating to financial statement, preparing foreign currency to Sri Lanka rupee, it is recommended to apply average exchange rate. Average exchange rate declared by Central Bank of Sri Lanka for the year. If there is any foreign currency conversion gain or loss, is translating revenue item and expenses accordingly, it should be considered as part of relevant transaction. So yeah, that means we are preparing financial statement other than LKR, right? Income and expenditure translation impact on foreign currency should be considered as part of cost of income, right? Right. However, it says thereafter, for the assets and liability of the person should be recorded at the historical rate. And prevailing CPSL exchange rate should be applied to the consideration at the time of the realization of such. In case of the assets and liability, we have to use the historical rate. And once it's realized on the date of on the exchange rate on the day of that asset and liability which realized. then gain or loss, that will be considered. Right? Is that clear? Right. So now, if I put it in very simple way, so if any person who is having any transaction, only transaction, other than LKR, right? Then we have to consider which is the gain or loss on that foreign currency, whether it is realized or unrealized. Right? If it is tax deductible expenditure, and if that loss, which is realized, we can consider part of cost. Is that gain, that should be considered as part of income. Although we can reduce from that expenditure. Right? Income, if it is taxable, if there's a realized gain only, liable for tax. Unrealized gain, we are not considering. Right? Assets liability is also the same thing. But if you are preparing financial statement and convert to LKR, then treatment is different. The translation gain or loss connected to the income or the expenditure shall be considered as a part of the cost of income. But in case of the assets and liabilities, it doesn't in the financial statement, financial position, statement of financial position. So then we have to check historical rate and realized rate. And the realization we consider as taxable loan. Right? Clear? So that is public ruling. Yeah, and the important part here is this one. So other things are this one from here, this table. Right? You can analyze. That is, they have analyzed. So the same thing, but I mean, they have put it in a detail, but it's simply we have to consider in case of the transaction whether realized or unrealized. Right? So other thing is says preparing financial statement other than LKR. So the currency other than LKR. So how we should treat. Right? They are the main difference between these two. In case of the income statement, we are not considering the whether it is realized or unrealized. Right? That is the difference. Okay. Right. You can read that public ruling. Now homework. Hello. Hello. Okay. Này, cái này là này. Hello. Dengan Pak Jalan mungkin. Bargain. Halfway, so you are getting half mark. No. Good effort. Right. We have. I mean, I have explained the approach to this one. We'll try it. Right. It says. Marine Construction Private Limited is engaged in the business of rendering construction services. Following details have been extracted from financial statement dated for the year of assessment 24-25. Right, so what we have learned up now is I told you what the person chargeable for income tax, right? For which period? The company and year of assessment is 24-25. Now he is giving some sort of information. We have to check whether it is coming under the assessable income from business, right? It should share capital and total reserve. So it is not part of assessable income, but we should keep a note on that. Why it is important? It's a finance cost, interest cost, and finance cost. What's the maximum limitation? Because it is company, so that information is required. Profit before tax, yes, we have to consider. From there, we are starting our computation. That's the beginning point. Following income and expenses have been considered claiming or arriving the profit before tax. Right? Salary for construction work, that is expenditure, 6 million. Depreciation, 8 million. EPF and ETF, 900,000. Loss on disposal of construction machinery, so that is accounted income, so that we need to consider what's the tax impact on that. Rent paid for the building, 2.4 million monthly rent. So fully deducted, that one, fully amount has been paid. Disallowable VAT. Then selling and distribution expenditure, marketing and advertising expenditure. The company has supplied concrete layer, that is some sort of, but the CSR project they have done, staff loan write-off, provision for bad debts and doubtful debts. Finance and other expenditure, interest cost. Now that what is issued share capital and reserve is important. Right? Scrap shares. Assets and liability, trade debtors, cash and bank balances, trade receivables, creditors, trade creditors, bank loan. That they are given the loan details. Company has obtained a bank loan, yes. Company has revalued all the assets in the year 21-22. Revaluation resource was rupees 10 million. So non-current assets says asset 1/4/2025, that is 24, that is cost, opening balance. And addition to non-current assets, that is during the year they have purchased something, and the remaining as of that was March 2025. Right. So thereafter it says compute the assessable income from for RT and construction private for the year of assessment 24-25. Right? We'll see how to work out that one. So this is not the tax computation, remember. Right? Tax computation, tax computation goes as this one. Right. The tax computation I can say first thing is assessable income. Can I use the board? Kakak memang ini bagaimana itu me sudah identify kan belum? For the tax computation, first thing we have to work out assessable income, right? Assessable income. So assessable income can be coming from employment, business, investment was, right? So all those things we need to separately work out and take to tax computation. Thereafter, deduction. Under section 52. Qualifying payment of relief. That's the question. And then thereafter you have to apply the taxation and work on the tax liability. Right? So now this part need to be worked out. So this question is started only on this part of the tax computation. Right? So make up currency and everything. Same thing. Yeah, already done. Now I am not discuss. So from this next one other. I told you that with the corporate tax comparison, so there is very rare chance to get that employment income on this one. Right? Under the company. Right. Therefore, so we'll work out. So we are not disturbing the tax computation. We'll work out what is this assessable income from business as a working. So therefore, as a working, we'll do that computation. RTN construction private limited. Company name. RTN. For the yellow pass one. In area. Profit before tax. How much? 15 million. So from there we have to check is anything that need to be removed. Right. So this one has no impact to the profit before tax. Follow income and they are mentioning that, but that other thing, right? salary for construction workers. Salary for staff. Please encourage the production of income required. So now it has only been deducted when we arrive the procedure for that. For the tax point of view, we can allow. Right? We can deduct that one, but it has all been right now deducted. Therefore, no adjustment required. So it is allowed. Under section 11. Right? Second, next one is depreciation. So this is accounting depreciation. It is provision not allowed under section 10. So now, as for the income statement, it is already been deducted, but tax purpose, it is not deductible expenditure. Therefore, we have to add back 8 million. Right? Yes. It says EPF and EDF. EPF EDF says, please, if the fund is approved, yes, we can deduct. Says approved fund, deductible. So allowable means we can deduct. When we arrive the profit before tax, some already deducted, and only again. Structure. Look, this is below. So overall, we need to separate it now. Already almost 750,000. Tax adjustment need to be done, right? So it says material was purchased in the year 2021, 2 million, and this was made during the year for rupees 500,000. We go with that. We can work on the note. Note one. For the machinery. Sales proceeds. How much? 500,000. So, and that. This is machinery. When right? Yes. Cost. $2 million. So if they have less 20 months, they have the indirect or the implied there. So then they would have a claim for the how many years they can claim losses for machinery? 5 years. Right? So 21, 22. Okay. Depreciation basis, they are divided by remaining period. Last figure. This goes at so sales percentage is higher than written down. Now we recognize this as K. K. Acceptable charges. So we have already disposed here. Apela rule එක මොකක්ද plan කරන්න rule එක? Why 24 25 capital answer claim කරන්න බැරි? So we are computing capital answer at the end balance. Year end balance. As of 31st March 2025, balance is on capital answer claim කරන්න. So assets has already been disposed during the year. So end balance again. We cannot claim. Right? Correct? Yeah, correct word is acceptable charge. Right. Plus side or minus side? Minus side. Yeah, it is profit. So profit na tax and all. That's income and as well charges is we have already it should be liable for tax. The further assets. Balancing allowance we are giving another allowance. Deduction. Right. 100,000. You can see that accounting treatment also in plus side, tax treatment also in plus side. Right. So therefore, I mean just because of as per the accounting profit, we cannot our loss, we cannot decide whether it is deductible or not. We need to definitely we need to do the tax treatment. එකම වෙන අවස්ථාවක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. කොහොමද? Depreciation rate එක කම වෙන්නත් ඕන, cost එක කම වෙන්නත්. Depreciation on cost එක වෙන්නත්. Right, එහෙනම් මොකද කම වෙන්න. හැබැයි you have to work out again. I mean, the even is equal. We have to work out and see. Exam එකේදී නම් මේ working එක නැතුනොත් ලකුණු දෙන්න. Expecting මේ විදිහට හදන්න. මේ විදිහට හදනවා මම පැහැදිලිවම හදන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. මේ විදිහට නෑ ඔයා බලන්න. You have so I mean you can see the shortcut 2021 ගත්ත asset capital allowance ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් කවුද නිකන් ගන්න පුළුවන්ද 2021 2 3 පහ ගන්න පුළුවන් මේ පස්වෙනි අවුරුද්ද තමයි අපි එතකොට මේ අතරමැද මොනවා හරි ඇඩිෂන් එකක් ආවෙ නැතොත් ඒක අවුරුද්දක capital allowance තමයි රිටර්න් එක දෙන්නේ ඒක අවුරුද්දක capital allowance එක තමයි රිටර්න් එක දිලා. Disposal proceed එක 0 අර balancing loss කියන්නේ අර loss එකද. එහෙම නම් shortcut එක දාන්න බෑ අවුරුදු 5යි මේක එක මෙතන කියලා. So capital allowance this demo so make example right. Right. We need the tax adjustment of the disposal. So then I say strength pay. Net expenditure 0.1. It's really 2.4 million. Monthly is 200,000. That means yes, 2.4 million. Total payment has been paid in full. The beginning of the year. Total rent payment for the whole year we have already paid. Right? Within owner is liable for income tax, so that is something else is telling, right? So they are liable in order, so he is paying taxes. It's none of our business. He is paying tax, right? This is duty. So here point is, right? We have already paid total 2.4 million. Right? We other discuss that. So when we are making just like Mr. payment, there is a requirement of deduction of withholding tax. Rent, interest, that would be. Rent is subject to withholding tax, and the payer has to deduct, irrespective of whether person is paying on that or not. Tax paying or not. It's not ours. When we are making payments, unless other three conditions satisfy, we have to deduct. So is there are no any other condition, therefore we need to deduct that withholding tax. It seems that total amount we have paid is we didn't make any deduction. Example section 10, subsection 2 says, if any expenditure that requires deduct withholding tax, unless that tax is deducted to the Commission General, we cannot deduct that expenditure. That expenditure is disallowed. Right? Therefore, this total 2.4 million is disallowed. It is incurred in the production of income. But as to the section 10, we cannot deduct. It says, section 10, subsection 2 says, any expenditure which payer has to deduct tax. We call withholding tax. But such expenditure is a non-deductible expenditure or the disallowable expenditure. Right? Yeah, so therefore it is not deductible. It's allowed. That entire 2.4 million is disallowed. අපි උගන් දෙලු නැහැ වරද දුන්නා අපි අසල. මේ රාමනට කිව්වා ඒක. Right, so when once we discuss the investment income, simple income, we discuss this thing again, right? But because business income is come before that investment income, so under the business income, computation of business income, so right. So it's allowed that. This is tax for the net flow. So for income tax purpose, it is allowed. So when we discuss what is this value tax, and we will again request this one, right? So it is therefore we can deduct that one. That's it. So in the value taxes, if any input tax which is disallowed under the Act, that time. There are some conditions. If it is disallowed, yes, under that we can deduct. Otherwise, it is also not deducted. Right. So that is administrative expenditure. Shall I remove this one? Right. Selling and distribution expenditure. Expenses. Syllabus. And then, what is CSR expenditure? Not incurred in the production of income. Disallowed. It is deducted. How much? 2 million. Therefore, you have to add back. Right. Staff loan write-off. The same thing. Not incurred in the production of income. Therefore, is allowed. $1.2 million. Provision for bad debts 5 million. Doubtful debt 3 million. Provisions not allowed. Outlook how much? 8 million. Finance and other expenditure says interest cost. Interest cost. So we don't know whether the detail has not been given here. Therefore, we cannot decide whether it is deductible or not. Therefore, first, from the tax point of view, how we should do that adjustment, we add back entire expenditure. Thereafter, we can deduct whatever amount we can deduct for that period. Right? $8.7 million. So tax adjustment. So other income. Other income is captured as part of business income. Right? So then and liabilities, so this is important, right? You need to work out this interest. Trade debtors, cash and bank balances, no. Trade creditors, no. Bank loan, says bank loan details, right? So total interest cost. There will remove first any disallowable interest. First I said bank loan, 3 million loan obtained during the year 21-24 was 21-22 was rupees 8 million. This loan was to finance motor car purchased by a company director for his private usage. Capital repayment and interest payment made during the year was 2 million, and that is capital repayment 2 million, interest is 700,000. So that loan is the borrowed money has not used for the production of income. So that is disallowed. So therefore it is disallowed. How much? 700,000. Second thing, bank loan 10 million, loan obtained with the interest. Borrowed money used for the business. Then deductible expenditure. And interest is deductible. Then there is no disallowable. Other loan, during the year, company has obtained a bank loan of 20 million to construct new concrete block. Manufacturing plant. They are going to set up a new manufacturing plant, concrete block manufacturing plant. There is a concessional period of 1 year to repay capital. Company has paid interest of ₹6 million during the year. The plant will commence manufacturing the product at the end of May 2025. So borrowed money has used to construct the asset. The condition is or the purchase of the acquisition of asset, but asset is not used during the year for the production of income. Therefore, that interest is also not deductible. Therefore, it is disallowed. How much? 6 million. The entire 6 million is disallowed. Now we have allowable interest cost. Right? Other than the company, this interest cost we can deduct. Now we have already added 8.7 million. With the same partnership, now that entire 2 million we can deduct. But because of this company, we have to work out what the maximum amount what we can deduct for the period. Right? Deductible amount. So that's what says deductible amount of interest for the finance cost. Now we work out deductible amount. How to work out? Allowable finance cost. Divided by cost of the instrument. Or the financial instrument. Multiplied by multiplied by here. 3 times or 4 times? 4 times. 4 times. This is fixed. It is 4 times. All this is 4 times. Right. Amount figure. Allowable interest cost is now 2 million. borrowed money. කොච්චරද මේක කරපු value එක කොහොමද? right? ඒක ගෙවලා තියෙන්නේ මොකටද අපි? so balance එක 10 million තියෙන්නේ. අපි loan එක නම් තියෙන්නේ 15 million. right? so 15 million වලට තමයි අපි interest ගෙවලා තියෙන්නේ. තියෙන්නේ 10 million balance එක. so 10 million ගන්න අපි 15 million. Abi interest give 15 years. So we can take the 15. Calling arrange feeling अधिक ना माने. तो आपने कहा ना average. Let's say that behavior one. This is theory. And also about theory. मैं मार्क्स लाना लोग नहीं लाना देखिए स्कूल सेट कर. Import लो. Import यार तो लेगा ना. Interest नहीं हमें लोन मिलेगा. Right? So इस पर आए लोग. Revolving लोन. Kata gimana? Gimana gimana? So when body sibuna ne ilan mas. So then we can take average balance. That is factorial. Because the tax authority says your law doesn't say may law can may interest incur kan borrowing එක ගන්න. Right? So in this case we can take 15. Social capital. Yeah, social capital really money. Social capital 50 million. 50 million, right? Reserve. Reserve here. 20? 25. Right. Revaluation reserve. Yeah. Reserve means yeah. Actually, revaluation was the reserve. So means other than revaluation reserve. Other part of which I revaluation reserve. Yeah. It can asset can again. Company has revalued all assets in the year 21-20. Revaluation reserve was 10 million. Reserve revaluation reserve. And now become 25, right? Yeah. Here. 48 million. 40 million. Figure 40 million. ये उत्तर है 40 million. मेरे दिन और दिन का मेरे आंसर के 40 million right? So then deductible amount 40 million. Right? So it means can we claim that 40 million? 4 million. No. This is 40 million. This one below. Right. Below. Okay. I'm not below that. Right. क्या करता है तभी बोल नहीं था बोल नहीं था So remember here what we did, we work out the maximum limitation what we can be done. This answer shows for a year, for this year, how up to how much we can do from allowable finance up to how much we can do. This gives the limitation. This shows the indication. बाहर का दाम मिक्सचर टरा है बाहर क्या है टूल लेता है सर रेड आकर दिया था मिक्सचर लगाया है बोला इतनी है तो तो बोर्ड में नहीं क्या मिला allowable finance cost is so therefore 2 million we can do that. That's it. Yeah. So it says අපිට මිලියන 40ක් වෙනකම් ඕන මඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්. if our allowable finance cost is say 15 million so then up to 40 million we can maximum limitation එක තමයි 40. Allowable finance cost එක maximum 40 million වෙනකම් මඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි DN එක අපිට 2 million. 2 million අපි අපිට. For 7 million we have impact. Now all this allowable of Michael the allowable 2 million. Entire 2 million we are deduct this. Clear? अब हम अदरक की तरह you know मैं exam में ये जो I just want to know. So you can check this correctness of this one, right? Within the 15 million तब आपने loan amount है right? 15 million था loan amount है issued share capital and reserve මේක වගේ හතර ගුණයක් වෙනකන් තියෙනවා නා right නැත්නම් issued share capital reserve වල හතර ගුණයක් ඊට වඩා වැඩි නම් ඒ ෆෝමියුලා එක ඒක taxation arithmetic And the two share capital and reserve. Well, another meter are very unfamiliar. Finance cost fully current amount. You know, I don't know. So then it is favorable for ungeared company owners. Hearing that's continuous, they are benefit that. One finance speaking about benefit that any one finance feel that. One finance street as benefit they were out. As benefit as I'm going to make a rule. So that means if the 4 times of issued reserve is more than the use for this one. So then we ask there is no risk of carry forward interest. Carry forward the customer may have the tax given carry forward expenditure income about them other than there are change in the tax rates and all those things. Best thing is to realize that expenditure the same. Right. So then several answers. Right? Yeah, we got that is. There was all the capital. So asset purchase here, cost or the depreciation base, number of years, capital asset title, remaining years for this year. We have the 1,000 and then allowance. Right? Something allowance. Right, asset was so asset display as of 1/4/2024. Cost how many years will it? We can claim capital how many years? 20 years. Now first 21, 22, 23, 34. 4 years claim nothing. Now the 16 years claim can blow me out of the thing. We can have this claim can blow up. Whether we have remaining years to claim. right? So then that over here the claim can do 25 එක බෙදලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. කියලානේ. allowance එක. 1,250,000. Yes, sir. Color variety. So, अंतिम कॉलम में allowance है, allowance है मतलब Yes. 10 million. 10 million. Imagine that. How much? 10 million. How many years? How many years? 5 years. Remaining 1. ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ? ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗರ 10 million. Quarter past 8 years. Photo card. Yeah. Yes, but he can pay. I mean, last entire will be. So then the building is 20 years. Now remaining years, total can block. Barangnya they have the claim card. Now 16 years claim card block. 24, 25. Okay. Yes. If that expenditure is as make that expenditure as part of the expenditure of this. Yes. So thing is that after the vehicle, under the vehicle, so capital loss is to be right. This is to be in case of the vehicle. You remember what the vehicle qualify for capital loss? Only vehicle, goods vehicle, right now. Goods vehicle, right? Goods vehicle, they are giving the definition. Commercial vehicle, they are giving the definition. Vehicle used in the metro hiring is. Claim can't pull out. Other than that, we cannot claim capital loss for vehicle used for. Traveling purpose. This is used for traveling purpose. एक director है ना बोला, accountant है ना बोला, marketing manager है ना बोला, हमारा account use करा traveling purpose. If the vehicle is used for traveling purpose, not then that for capital loss. Vehicle used for. But other than that, so then entire for capital loss. So then this car is not entire for capital loss. You don't know, that's what I mentioned. So you must say marketing manager is choosing, so that's how the business. So it's the traveling for that. So yeah, that's why what the vehicle you can claim. Right, computer. How many years remaining? That name police, we have claim police. So we this year we cannot claim. 3 years. Remaining years clear. Like for a 3-year period, 2020, claim. Now ignorant is 0 for tax purpose. Right? Remaining years are unnamed, including this one. So I answered to get right. So during their purchase. Machinery. I'm ready. How many years? A year, still 5 years remaining. Company equipment. Computer. How much? Yes, 9010. It's coming the side, right? Capital R. Okay. Right, the long they're coming for the plus side. What is it? 160. 150. Minus. Minus side. Then 0.5. Then 0.5 no. Then you need 500,000. 3 million and 50,000. So difference is double income. Question is again asking. So that so they're asking that when the donation is to government, so it is allowed. Approved, approved donation. Donation to government, approved. So then why we have advanced? Can't we deduct? Yeah, we can deduct. Deduct not here. When we work on the taxable income, we can deduct. And qualifying payment is so when we work out the assessable income, no, we cannot deduct. So then that thereafter, once we work out the total assessable income, we have to check is there any qualifying payment. If it is qualifying payment, yeah, we can do it. So of course, yes, but then common 29 something, right? 2 million. So entire 2 million we can deduct under the qualifying payment donation to government in any kind, money or otherwise. Anything? They can't that if they have chance to income statement. Specified no, here, so that particular expenditure is not why that they cannot claim that it's so normal. You know that, you have come to understand. So you know that output and input. So input can be denominator and output can. Mage mistake है कि मैंने explain करना बैठना they have made a supply to the diplomatic market. So that means that it's allowed under the back tax. Back tax says you cannot deduct. You can't have income tax. Say it is possible to deduct because there won't be any expenditure to the income statement over the way to come back in the form of VAT. I come on, I need to go to the expense happen. Mang expense is the output. But if there is a restriction, the law to deduct, so then income tax law to deduct. It is part of it. That's so if I do a machine of this, if the useful lifetime is it actually yeah. Yeah. and distribution company distributing yes. On the so that because that's a loophole the company can manipulate that. Especially in the private venture, like accommodation, so that we do that. We cannot justify අපડી કેમ્પેન વાહન બિઝનેસ એના યુઝ કરા એટલે કે જસ્ટિફાઈ કરા there's a I mean the gray area so you can have to get out then kind of thing the discovery is that type right any question good I'm very happy with your asking questions. Read that what's the definition of the vehicle? These type of vehicles, 1, 2, 3 for commercial vehicle, goods vehicle, vehicle used for trading and hiring, motor bicycle, that to things like that. So that is both the tax line. Okay, the tax line to come up with. So overview, I understand the Rahul is Wednesday. Yeah, reason is that the not only that you are in my side also I'm concerned that so there are few students they don't do that quiz. Therefore, I go then to and they give that all the details and set up some I can set up that not. So, but I still I mean get that easier to others. If you could track your representative and the other person who is who made that what the cohesion with the reason of it. So then it's fair, right? Fair enough to others also. Otherwise, I mean, define the chance to work. Because I know that it's the default of this what the campus side, or the sanitation, they have not that update your readers, right? So then other side also they can because also the production side, yeah, it's the and the code, you can give the chance to them as well. Yeah, there are 4 or 5. Yeah, it's, I mean, the student, I think that they don't do that. I saw that in the because that's what I think. I believe just about the producer assignment just on the marks also. If you can, I mean, the better thing to you talk to the your battery from this and that I told that but this Ashika also to I mean, tell that. That messages also. Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You suggested I'm also the mechanic. Okay, okay. Okay. Okay.
It's in the past. People present somewhere in our making them interaction and
Then income source will discuss taxable income from investments, right? Before that, I have summarized here tax exempted business income. And right now, these income are exempted from tax. Even it is coming under the business income. But as per the third schedule, the Illinois VAT, all the exemptions are discussed under the third schedule of the income tax act. It says these income are exempted from tax. Business income. But not any service are rendered in or outside Sri Lanka to any person to be utilized outside Sri Lanka. Where the payment of such services is received in foreign currency to be satisfied. Services are rendered in or outside Sri Lanka to person outside Sri Lanka to be that services should be consumed outside Sri Lanka. And it should be earning in foreign currency. Rendered through a bank in Sri Lanka. So it should be coming to a bank. Foreign currency. We can say that it is service exports. Service what they are doing from Sri Lanka, or if you are going outside Sri Lanka and doing that services. But services to be consumed outside Sri Lanka, earning in foreign currency rendered through bank, it is expensive. And all these conditions to be satisfied. To be utilized outside Sri Lanka. Payment such service received in foreign currency through bank. Banking system in the right. So the reason is that I tell that why that is bank is in but involved. Yeah. So I mean somebody can take that money to Sri Lanka, right? So reason is that first thing is that is for special sector, that is service sector. And very difficult to capture that service sector, right? It is intangible, you know. So right now from here I can do lectures outside Sri Lanka, only in foreign currency. Right, one thing that. So then not like say goods, people export goods. There is a point, that custom point we can capture valuation, everything is there, quantity and everything, but in services not. And another thing is foreign currency. So intention is to encourage foreign currency earning. Right, because in Sri Lanka we have that foreign currency issue, so therefore it says encourage foreign currency earning. So bring foreign currency Sri Lanka, no tax. So other thing is banking sector. Yeah, it should be encouraged. It should be coming to Sri Lanka through bank. But you know that there is a law, another law called money laundering act. Money laundering done. Money laundering means what? Money laundering can what? Tax given example console.
Illegal banking system
Banking system meaning अभी हम console. Legally. Yeah. So no, the way we cannot disclose the way how we get that money. It's called that money. There is no legal way we do explain that how we earn that money. It is illegal. So illegal money, there are three ways to laundering. Laundering So black money is converted to white funds. Good one. There are layering and that type of things happening. So somebody can tell, okay, I have done that service and I got that money. So somebody can convert that illegal money to the legal money. So that's why it says it should be always monitored. The monetary point is banned. So fortunately or unfortunately, only 24, 25, 5, 6, 15, 25 taxation. Right? So now this year, our vesting period, it is exempt. So any foreign source. So we'll discuss what is foreign source. Latter part of this tutorial of the source in Sri Lanka is discussed. Other than source in Sri Lanka is called foreign source. That is also exempt. Simple example I will say. So we can invest in a company which is offshore company outside Sri Lanka. Right? From there we are earning dividends. We can get that dividend to Sri Lanka. That is foreign source. That income is generating source outside Sri Lanka. You know source in Sri Lanka, right? So we discussed on the charging section. If that income is generating in Sri Lanka in case of the non-resident is liable for tax. The income is generating outside Sri Lanka is foreign source. That is also exempt. That is also for 24, 25. Gains profit received or derived by an authorized person carrying on a business of strategic importance as approved under the provision of the Colombo Port City Economic Commission Act and the employment income of an employee. That is also exempt. So what is that? Colombo Port City Port City that becomes Port City operation. That exemption exists there. Right? So there are two types of things we'll discuss separately. Two types of business strategic income for importance based on the temper. So both are exempt. One who is going to develop that area, that also exempt. Somebody is going and setting up a business in that area, that's also exempt. And not only that, employment income also exempt. From what city, somebody is paying remuneration. Person is getting that remuneration also. And other thing is all the transit designated they can pay in dollars. They can pay in sterling. Always or the expense. So all these three things so important, right? So exemption. That is business income. And the business income, what are the things? Right. So we'll move to the investment income. So the third category of the suitable income. So what is investment? So they are getting the definition. So the owning of one or more assets, including one or more assets of a similar nature or that are used in an integrated fashion and include the past, present, or prospective investment, but exclude the business of employment or business. Games of chance, including lottery, betting, or gambling. That is also coming under the investment income. So, first thing is owning an asset, and only that one on if you are getting some income, that is coming as investment income. Game of chance, lottery, betting, and gambling. That is also coming under the investment income, other than if it is doing as a business. Right? Right. So, personal income from an investment per year shall be the person's gains and profit from that investment for that year. In calculating a person's gains and profits from an investment derived or received during a year of assessment, the following amount received or derived by the person during the year of assessment from the investment shall be included. Dividends, interest, discount, charges, annuities, natural resource payment, rents, premium, and royalty. That thing need to be considered as investment income. Gain from the realization of investment asset. Gain from realization of investment asset. That is also part and parcel of investment income. That's why income from investment. So it says there's a separate chapter, chapter 1 and chapter 4 is discuss how to work out the gains from realization of investment assets. The word we are using as capital gain. From 2018 onwards, we have capital gain. Previously, we didn't. And before 1980, that time also we had. There are three was abolished. Now we introduce capital gain tax. Right? Amount derived as a consideration for accepting restriction capacity of the investment. That's also part and parcel of that need to be included. Gift received by the person in respect of investment. In respect of investment, gift. Let's say, just like say we put money in bank as a FD, we are getting any gift. That is also part and parcel of our investment. The gift received can change the business. So that's all part and parcel of investment income. Winning from lottery, betting or gambling, that is also. Now it is, say somebody is doing as a business, it is coming as a business. Right? But here, not as a business, somebody is getting, say we so we tender a ticket, so we won the prize. So that is coming under the investment. Right? Other amount that are required to include. So in calculating person's gains and profit from the investment for a year of assessment, the following shall be excluded. These things shall be excluded. Exempt amount and final withholding amount. Again, they talk. I mean, all the source of income, they are saying, okay, you can exclude these things, exempt income and final withholding amount. Same amount anyway, it's not part and parcel of taxable income, therefore we can remove. Final withholding also we are removing. Why? Here we are working on the assessable income from income. Right. Right. Amount that are included in calculating the person income from employment of business. So that already we have considered, right? So therefore it is not coming again under the investment income. Right? So that's what I say. So if we are starting a business, we have to invest. It is not considered as investment. Why? It is coming under the business. If we consider under the business income, it is not coming here. Right? Right. Thereafter they are telling, okay, what is dividend? Dividend says means. Now this thing coming under the dividend. A payment derived by a member from a company. They are received as a division of profit. In the course of a liquidation or reconstruction. In a reduction of capital or share buyback or otherwise. If we say what is that? The important point here is division of profit. The company divide profits to their who? Member. Member again? Member means the owner, the shareholders. The company divide their profit to shareholders. It shall be considered as dividend. It could be directly dividend, I mean the distribution dividend, or if that's a profit distribution at the liquidation. You know that in the shareholders, equity holders, they are entitled for what is? In case of the liquidation, what is? They are entitled for liquidation is more than company liquidation more than so we are paying all the Srilanka. Yeah, I do it. Hello, hello, ne. Hello, yeah. Yeah, Srilanka. Creditors, yes. Third party liabilities. කරලා guarantee කරලා දෙනවා නම් ඒ වගේ හරි ඉස්සලම් කරනවා. Bank loan ඒ වගේ යන mortgage කරලා දෙනවා. We have settle and release the mortgage. Otherwise, they are coming and claiming that. So bus settle කරා thereafter AMM settle කරලා අන්තිම නාමක සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ කවුද? Shareholders වල කියලා දානවා. Because shareholders are different from company. ඒක කියන්නේ ඒක they are putting money to the company, the company has to pay that back. So at that time, so equity holders like so you heard it right. ඔක්කොටම ගෙවලා ඉවරනාට තවත් ඉතුරු ටිකක් තියෙනවා නම් එක කාටද ආයේ මම රුපියල් 10ක් දාලා ෂෙයාර්ස් ගන්නවා කම්පැනි. ඔක්කොටම ගෙවලා ඉවරනාට තව මිලියනයක් ඉතුරුයි. ඒක කාටද ආයේ දෙන්නේ? ෂෙයාර් equity holder ආයේ දෙන්නේ. So that is goes as profit. That is also considered as a distribution of dividend. That is a distribution of profit. Division of profit. That is also considered as dividend for tax purposes. Reconstruction. Reconstruction क्या? Fertilizer का आया जमान. So this is capital reconstruction. Shareholding structure like a composition like change करना पूरा. So if we have to issue 10 rupees shares, reconstruct करना 1 rupee shares in number of shares. Very correct. Reconstruct. So it is profit tax इधर है ना? That is also considered as dividend. Reduction of capital or share buyback. Reduction of capital like अगर profit tax क्या ना? Profit tax इधर reduction tax क्या ना? So that is also dividend. Share buyback. Company can share. They can buy their own shares, right? You can share आपको गन बोला. So गन में होता है गाड़ी पूरा profit tax इधर गाना क्यों ना? That is also coming under the dividend. Division of profit. Right? Includes the capitalization of profit. Profit capitalization है क्या? Capitalize करो. Whether by way of bonus shares. So then bonus shares considered as what is? Bonus shares issue करना कौन? Bonus shares issue करना? Bonus shares कौन issue करना? मैं double लेंगे. Bonus shares तो साली ना double? नहीं. ओके देखा नहीं भी? Excess shareholders होना. Excess shareholders को हम देख रहे हैं. क्या सी टू कर? ये राइट issue. Bonus shares. Bonus shares तो देखो दे. Bonus shares क्या सारे दिया नहीं? Bonus shares तो साली हम क्या लगे? Company साली हम क्या? Nah. So that is capitalization of reserve. Bonus shares issue कराने को आगे रहा. Bonus shares issue कराने. Another ethics. So bonus shares. So strategies to buy bonus shares is issuing companies. So there may be a situation in a company we have a profit but we don't have cash to pay bonus, pay dividend. Profit turn कला देने पुलां साली नहीं देने पुलां. Profit turn आली देने पे. Salary देना ना salary देने पुलां. Not in a liquidity. I mean that we don't have liquidity to pay dividend. So therefore we are issuing bonus. Yeah. Another thing is But reserve, the P&L reserve, I mean the P&L again reserve again. एक आपने टंका ले यूज़ करने होना देगा, पर कैपिटलाइज कार्ड पास और उन्होंने दिया सेट कार्ड में, स्टैंडिंग ये करते, crystallize the capital. इक्विटी होना पास एक अपनी सेटल कराना है एक बेनिफिट वाला यूज़ करना है, अब P&L में रिजर्व देना होना बेनिफिट वाला यूज़ करना. So next time they can decide okay, settle all the reserve. Reserve ये देने का pay dividend, previous year profit वाला. Capitalize करने पास है आपको यहाँ करना है. ये वाली strategies थी ना. So there are some parties coming and going to acquire the business. क्या वाला स्लाइड करने को ना यार ये control power करना. Right? Equity capital का नहीं करना. ये वाले देवल करना. So, but from the tax point of view, bonus shares also considered as dividend, distribution of profit. And profit taking here after Salyam been a company, but we are paying. So tax pay don't have bonus shares. If you somebody anybody who has invested in a stock market, stock market invest कर लेना है, foreign company में invest कर दिया, क्या करना है? Right, so I mean the banana invest in the banana share. So bonus share और share sugar advance dividends issue करना था है ना bonus shares में पान दाना में दे देना that's not like I mentioned that. So we are learning all the thing and we are doing consultancy, but we are not doing so. The Bangladesh ने कितने के लिए कॉपी कर? क्या? Right. So, but for the tax point of view, bonus shares should be considered as dividend for that point of view. Amount paid up shares or otherwise, and whether amount is distributed or not. Exclude a payment to the extent to which it is. Matched by a payment made by the members to the company. Any payment. करना डिवीजन करना है ये देखो मामा क्या दा कंपनी दा देना कंपनी चाह बायबैक करना मतलब केवल ना दा है कंपनी को सेम है so that is not dividend है profit distribution है debit to capital or share premium or similar account. Otherwise, constitute as the final return payment of including the capital and income of the member. So, I mean, the capital reserve is like a dividend. That is what I mean. Not only I mean the reserve of the just like say, what is this? Other we can get a reserve, we can pay. So, एक अदर के लेकर वेना में ट्रांसफर करा के कैपिटलाइज करा के ना that is not part of dividend also, right? Yeah, that's the meaning of dividend. So, important point here is so bonus shares. अरे जामा के दान अपना dividend वाला काम सेम bonus shares इशू करा एक dividend वाला के दान ना मित्र का इशू करा मित्र का टैक्स एक लोग होगा, right? A payment including a payment of a premium or likely amount for the use of right to use property of any kind of property. Use of right to use any type of property. If you are making any payment, it can be considered as payment. So this as this are you coming under here. That's the right of user. Right to use of assets. For the usage or right to use of assets. A payment for the rendering or any other the undertaken to render assist ancillary to the use of the right, but through the natural resource payment or royalty or interest. Natural resource payment, royalty and interest. That is not coming under the rent. Royalty they will royalty को तो pay करने वहाँ पे right type use करना. That is not coming under here. Natural resource होता है. So natural resource use करना. I mean say अभी अभी तो government के मनाली mineral resource है ना तो आप गाना क्या कौन right use या pay. It is not coming under the rent. Coming under payment for natural resource. Consideration for the use of right to use a copyright, that type of thing. So you can see that is also basically payment for the use of intellectual property. ILP. Payment for the use of intellectual property is coming under the prohibition. Just like patent, say you can say secret formula, module design, that type of thing. Right use of industrial, commercial, scientific information, rendering of undertaking to the rendering assistance, that type of thing that is coming under royalty. So this definition we are finding other places. At that time also the same. This is just like very commonly used definition for royalty. Even this type of thing you can see, right? Audio recording, video, electronic format, right use of right to use, patent, trademark, design or module, plan or secret formula, process. So if you are making any payment, that is coming under royalty. Right, so you know that there's some just like Coca-Cola and that type of thing. They have what is? You have to pay for it. Trademark, okay, trademark. It has some other Coca-Cola was the trademark here in after pay the brand. We are used what they are selling? Secret formula. Chocolate industry game. Recipes. So the McDonald's and why was it McDonald's? So the use of the we are paying for their recipes. අපේ මොකද අපි වෙනවද ඉන්දියාවේ කියලා KFC එකකින් කෑවත් එකයි ලංකාවෙන් කෑවත් එකයි ටේස්ට් එක එකම වෙනවා. එකම විදිහට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක දෙනවා. එකම ක්වොලිටි මේන්ටේන් ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එක සේම්. ඒසා බාන්න මොකක් හරි ගෙදර ඉන්න ගමන් කෑමක් හදලා බාන්න you can take that. Patent price එක ගන්න පුළුවන් බලන්න. ඒ පොලොස් මාලක් හදනවා ස්විලි එක. ඒකල මොනසෙකට ආයි පිට කලින් හදන්න නැති විදිහට. අපි හදන ඔක්කොම කෑමේමනේ. ඊ හදපු දේ නෙමෙයි අද ඉක්වල කොහෙද වෙනවා. I can hear that. That has been whether we school whether we school and that. Recipe secret formula. He can register that, he can get that income is coming under the category prohibited for tax purpose. Right? So I mean the say if you are making any payment that time, so you know that in case of the what is this software license. That is coming more or less under the royalty. Right? We can use. Right. Annuities. Annuities are the fixed sum of money paid to someone each year. It's coming under the annuities. Right? Natural resource payment means a payment including a premium or like payment for the right to take natural resource from land or the sea or calculated in whole or part by depends on the quantity or value of natural resource taken from land or sea. So natural resource, mineral, petroleum, water, or any other non-living or living resource that may be taken from land or sea. Right. Interest. A payment including a discount or premium made under the debt application that is not a repayment of capital. other than repayment of capital, if you are making any payment, that is coming under the it says even discount. You know that in treasury bill and treasury bond. So we are paying something, but when we are having that bill and when in cash, the amount is coming more than that. They are assuming at the discounted price. Discount shall be considered interest. So financial instrument. So that is also coming under the interest. Right? Commitment, guarantee, service paid, or in respect of debt obligation or subarranged agreement, distribution by a building society, that is also coming under the interest. Right? So, financial instrument, future, forward contract, WFSO, no? Financial management, Kaula. Coming in. Right. So in that arrangement, so you can see that interest rate, so foreign currency rate may exchange, so we can do. Is there any gain that could be considered as interest for tax flow? We are cutting the angle again. Very developed way. Right? So we are eating with say USD. So we can take a money loan from another currency and we can mitigate that exchange impact. Dollar එක වැඩි වෙනකොට අඩු වෙන currency එක ගිහලා අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන්. Loan එක අපි අරගෙන මේ currency risk එක අඩු කරනවා. So we have to pay something. So the party who receiving that is coming as interest or tax. ඒ වගේ දෙන financial management වල ගන්න. Banana ඇති මම හිතන්නේ. නෑ. Financial instrument. Financial instrument කියලානේ account ඉස්සරහට. Right? එතනද ඔය කතා කරනවා. Right? Futures එක තියෙනවා. even options. Right? Discount charges premium. So that is also part of investment income. Gain from the realization of investment assets we recognize as capital gain. An amount derived as consideration for accepting restriction on capacity to conduct investment. That is also part of investment income. Right. So gain from the realization of investment assets. So investment assets means what is investment assets? Right? So investment asset means they are given what is investment asset? A capital assets. Investment asset means a capital assets held as part of an investment. It's a capital asset held as part of an investment. So, but exclude again the principal place of residence of an individual. Principal place of residence of an individual provided two conditions. Provided it has been owned by the individual continuously for 3 years before disposal and lived in for at least 2 of these 3 years. Economic investment asset. Even economic investment asset. So that indirect financial line the day. Principal place of residence. It is not coming under the investment asset. Two conditions same. First thing, you should have ownership for a period of 3 years before disposal. Out of that 3 years, at least 2 years you should be there. Leave. So what is capital asset? Now investment asset investment asset means it's a capital asset. But capital asset definition is not making. Right? So what is capital asset means each of following land or building. land or building. So capital asset එකේ land or building. එකයි ගියක් ගැන කතා කරන්නේ. ගියක් කියන්නේ land and building. Land or building. Capital asset. Membership interest of a company, partnership or trust. That is also capital assets. Membership interest of a company means share ownership. It simply says what is company එකක share තියෙනවා නම් partnership එකක ownership එකක් තියෙනවා නම් trust එකක ownership එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක capital asset එකක්. If you are keeping as part of an investment, this coming under here. A security or other financial asset. Financial assets. Right? Financial assets. Security or other financial assets. Security game. And calling here. Debt security. Yeah. Right? Just like the treasury bill, treasury bond, that type of securities. Government securities. And option right or other interest in an asset referred there. So any option right connected to these things, that is also considered as capital asset. If the capital asset part of an investment asset, realization on that asset is there and gain, it shall be part and parcel of assessable income of investor. Right? දැන් අන්න බලන්න. අපි ඕකම කතා කරා business income එකෙත් එක කැලේ. Inclusion එතනදි කිව්වා these things shall be included. එතනදි කිව්වා depreciable asset used in the business, capital assets used in the business. අන්න capital asset definition එක නෙයි. That is the capital asset used in the business realization, it shall be part and parcel of business income, not investment income. That's right. Capital asset should be held as part of an investment. We will consider this. දැන් අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ බිල්ඩින් එකක් තිබුණා. අපි ඩිප්‍රීසියේෂන් ක්ලේම් කරා. එහෙනම් is using the land. So we dispose land coming into the capital asset. But බලන්න කියලා inclusion දාන්න තියෙනවා. Capital asset used in the business. Realization gain of the capital used in the business is a part of business income. හැබැයි land එකක් තිබුණා investment property එකක් විදියට. So they are held as part of an investment. එතන මෙතන taxation වෙන්නේ. Right? බලමු ඔළුව මම දෙන්නම් ගන්න. But exclude following. Trading stock or depreciable assets. Trading stock එක එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක capital asset එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Depreciable asset එකක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So that means the building එක. Building එක. අපි use කරනවා business එකට. ඒක depreciable asset එකක්. ඒක මෙතන එන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම නැතුනොත් එතකොට මම මගේ ගෙදර වික්කොත් ඉන්න ගේ විකුණුවා. මේවා මේ පහුගිය දවස්වල සැරටම තිබිච්ච කතන්දර. ඔක්කොම මයිග්‍රේට් කරනවා තිබිච්ච ගෙවල් වික්ක ටැක්ස් වෙනවද නැද්ද කිය රෑල් වෙනකම් ආවා. So point right? So yeah, if you have ownership 3 years, out of 3 years you live there 2 years, then tax දෙන්නේ. කේවලක් දාන්නේ. නැත්නම් කරන්නේ. මගේ තියෙනවා land එක මම විකුණනවා. අවුරුදු 5ක ownership එක. tax වෙනව නැද්ද? කියන්න බලන්න. අවුරුදු 5ක ownership එකක් තියෙන land එකක් තියෙනවා. ආ විකුණනවා. tax වෙනව නැද්ද? වෙනවා. අනන්තට දාන්න බෑ. උඩ දාන්න. අවුරුදු 5ක ownership එකක් තියෙනවද? ඇයි බෑ? Principal price of business. Very good. එහෙනම් අපි පුරයක් කියලා ඉඳනවා අවුරුදු 5ම එකට. Yes, it says condition is you should have ownership 3 years. Out of 3 years, 2 years you should be live there. No need. Why not have video done? ගෙවල් දෙකක් තියෙන්නේ. ගෙවල් තුනක් තියෙන්නේ. එක ගෑප් එක උණු. ගෙවල් තුනක් තියෙන එක ගෑප් එක. කොහොමද ගන්න කියලා දන්නේ? හා? ඒක ලෝයටි කියලා නෑ. කොහොමද ගන්න? කොහොමද ගෙදර ගෙනියා කියලා මම? අහලා බලන්න අපි ඉන්කම් ටැක්ස් ඩිපාර්ට්මන්ට් එක ගන්න යාකට ගෙදර ඉඳිලා. නෑද කවදා පැත්ත බලලා දාන්නේ ටැක්ස් කරන්න. කොහොමද? ඒක මන් දන්නේ නෑ වා කියන්නේ. හා? ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි බිල් ඕකේ යුටිලිටි බිල් එදී GS के तरफ पे 5 से 8 हाँ अगर वैली डॉक्यूमेंट आते अंदर ना मेरा अन्ना टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट की मंगी जाना नहीं इलेक्शन लिस्ट है नाम नहीं है वो और तो बाहर करना मान लो ने और लेवल चेंज है ना करना नाम कोई तो ये मान लो right so gain from realization of investment asset depreciable assets means so under that depreciable asset means an asset to the extent to which it is employed in the production of income from a business and which like lose value because of wear and obsolescence passing of time but include goodwill and interest of a land membership interest in an entity and that it's not so depreciable asset same definition when we discuss another business land of building it says include a structural improvement to the land of building or interest in land of building or an interest in a structural improvement to the land of building and include the following a lease of land of building that is also part of considered as land of building a lease of structural improvement to the land of building exploration for affecting development or similar right related to the land of building information related to a right referred to an above paragraph right that is also coming under the land of building even information connected to the land of building that is also part of considered as land of building for tax purpose one more again information connected to the land of building එකක් වැටෙනවා ලෑන්ඩ් එකම. මෙහෙම එකකින් අර නිදාන් බලමු. ආගාගෙන නිදාන් බලමු. මම මේක කොහොමද? the land of building එකද තියෙන land එකේ details තමයි ඉතින්. ඒක මම එනේ ලිප්පගේ tax වලදී පයින්න බෑ. ඔයා කියවන්න tax. මොකද ඒක? taxable income from here. ආයි ඒක තමයි land of building. Information connected to land of building. I cancel that. Right. So how to work out consideration risk? That is capital gain. In case of the company, it is liable for tax at 30. In case of the individual, it is tax at 15%. Right? Istalla the individual tax වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එයා tax rate එක 36 වෙනකන් tax වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි capital කලින් tax උනේ 10ට. දැන් කලින් කතා කරලා නැහැ 30 තමයි tax එක. ඒ කලින් ඒවා කියන්න බයයි මම. ඒකෝට කොහොම මතක තියෙන්නේ කියලා. නැත්නම් මම කියන්න පුළුවන්. බලන්න. So consideration issue. Consideration so और मेरे को पेज ගැන ඉබාර ගන්න ඉන්නකොට එදා ගන්න පාරම රාමායන හරිද අන්නද නෑ හරි රාමායනේ කතාව රාමායනේ බලන්න පොඩි යමුනේ පිටිපස්සේ පිස්සු කරේ සර්ට සදෙලා